it's time for yet another tag video. This time it's the New Year's tag. Well, not really the New Year's tag. I just googled a bunch of New Year's tags and then sort of combined them to really like have a few questions that I personally like. So yeah, it's not really a specific tag. It's just a bunch of tags thrown together and, well, you know, I ended up with 10 questions that I'll answer. As usual, for who wants to do this tag as well, I'll put the questions down below in the description box. And just a warning beforehand, I don't think my answers will be very interesting because I'm just not like... For some people, New Year's is like a big thing and I just don't really care much about it, I guess. Yeah, just time just goes on, so... You know, the fact it's a new year never really seemed all that significant to me. So really I don't have New Year's resolutions or anything, but, you know, I'll just try to come up with somewhat interesting answers. So the first question is, if you could look back on one memory from last year that you would wish to relive, what would it be? I have absolutely no idea because I'm not the type of person who really like looks back all the time and, you know, like wants to redo stuff, I guess. I mean, once I've done something once, I'm just like, you know, that was fun, but let's move on to the next thing. So I really have no idea. Second question, what was one New Year's resolution that you accomplished? Well, like I said, I don't make New Year's resolutions because I know myself, and I've known myself for 23 years now. And if I think like I want to change something, I'll do it in the new year. Then I'm just going to keep procrastinating, however that's pronounced, and not actually do it. So whenever I want to do whenever I want to start on a new hobby or whatever, I just immediately do it because otherwise I'm not going to do it at all. So I never make New Year's resolutions for that reason. But I guess, I mean, I did have this like ongoing resolution to keep working at my YouTube channel, and I hope that it's been visible that I have been doing that. Have been trying harder to really make my videos more thought out, sort of, like with clothes and everything, and not just randomly switch on the camera, and my bangs are annoying me. Okay, point is, and not just randomly switch on the camera and be like, you know, what exactly am I gonna do? But really think things out and really like do videos that I want to do. And also I've been working on working ahead less far, because at some point I was, it was actually during last year, so it wasn't a New Year's resolution, but somewhere in the summer I realized I was working ahead so far that I could almost start on Halloween videos. And at that point I realized I should work ahead less far. Because at some point there was like 2.5 months, or not 2.5 months, almost 2 months working ahead. Which is just sort of annoying because by the time a video would come online, I would basically have forgotten most about it. So yeah, and I just noticed that like my standards of making YouTube videos sort of changed pretty quickly. And then I really wouldn't be happy about the video anymore by the time it would come online. So, you know, I figured I'd better just not work ahead that far. Right now during December, because I know like in the week of Christmas and everything I'm not going to have much time to film. I am working ahead like 4 weeks. But I try to work ahead only 2 to 3 weeks on average now. So yeah, working on it. 3 words to describe the last year. It was fun, it was interesting. And I can't really come up with a third one. I don't know. Yeah, I can't come up with a third one. But it was fun and interesting. I mean, it was fun. Like, a lot of fun stuff happened. Like, I still work as a volunteer at the animal shelter. I still work as a postman, which I still like. It was interesting because I learned new stuff at school. And, yeah, that's basically it. Best music-related creation, inspiration last year by an artist in your opinion. I don't really get the question, but I'm just gonna translate it for myself as, like, what song did you like best during last year? I'm not really all that much into like newer music and everything. I mean, you know, by the time I realize something exists, it's been there for like 2 or 3 years at least. But I really like David Bowie's music, and last year I finally realized, like in 2015, I finally realized that he actually made a new album in 2013. I just don't pay attention to the world apparently. But yeah. So yeah, that's basically the music I liked most last year. Or like this year, it's still this year. Although, wait, when this comes online it's actually 2016, so from that point of view it'll be last year. Yeah. Okay, something you're looking forward to this coming year? Well, this coming year I'll finally be done with makeup school. Not that I don't like going to makeup school, but you know, it'll be an accomplishment finished, I guess. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm just looking forward to the new year as a whole, because I'm sure lots of fun things are going to happen, and yeah. What did last year teach you? I don't really know. I don't think I've actually learned anything specific last year in terms of big life lessons. So yeah, I don't think I learned much last year. What is your most worn clothing item of last year? That's definitely my trench coats, which I have over here. It's a black trench coat, and I'm sure it doesn't look all that good when I'm not wearing it, but it's just a black shiny trench coat which I have, which I've had for like 5 or 8 years, somewhere between those two numbers. It still looks almost the same as it did when I bought it, but it doesn't have a new belt because I lost the original belt somewhere in Germany on holiday. Yeah, basically, if you're wearing a slippery black trench coat, don't tie it around your waist and not fasten the belt, because it'll slip out and get lost. That's something I did learn that year. I have no idea what that was actually, but yeah. So that's why there is a different belt in it. What was your most worn or your most used makeup item of last year? Technically that'd probably be the Catrice Camouflage Cream, because I always use it. But going for more like interesting products, like, you know, makeup products as in eyeshadows and everything, it'd probably be the Catrice Absolute Matte Palette and the Absolute Nude Palette. Because those two combined have sort of like the, yeah, like, it's sort of comparable then to a Naked Palette by Urban Decay, but the quality is a little bit less, but they work really well. So I basically always use those for like daily natural looks. So yeah. Best book you read last year? I don't really remember what sort of books I read, because I don't read books all that often, but when I read a book I usually have it finished within a few days, because I read sort of really fast. But it was probably something by Dean Koontz, because that's my favorite writer. And the last question, what is your New Year's resolution for the upcoming year? Like I said at the beginning, I don't really make New Year's resolutions. What I am planning on doing in the new year is buying a new laptop and a new camera. I'll probably do that somewhere in March, I guess. Because by then I will have enough money saved to buy both, because I don't want to risk buying a new camera, because, you know, if I'm very unlucky, then my laptop will suddenly die if I buy a new camera, and then I'll have a problem. So I just want to have enough money saved for both before I buy either. So yeah, that was basically it. I hope, despite my not all that interesting answers, I guess, this tag was still fun to watch for you. If you want to do it as well, like I said at the beginning, I'll put questions down below in the description box. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye! Hello, today's another tag video for you. I know I've been doing quite a lot of tag videos this December, but I don't know, winter tags and autumn tags and, you know, like Christmas tags are just